Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Thank you for tuning in to the Real Estate Experience. I know it's been a minute. I'm your host, Travon Smith, and it's always a pleasure for us to bring real estate agents, real estate talent through the show. This is a guy that I'm excited to talk to. I've had a chance to talk to him on numerous situations about other stuff that you guys will find out. But it's the one and only real estate agent, a guy that I look up to. I'm admiring his business. Mr. John Walker, how you doing?
Oh my gosh, man, I'm wonderful. I'm even better now with that remarkable intro, man. You
Oh
got
man,
a brother blushing over here, man.
hey, no, 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 hey,
You know when
hey. Well, hey, let me finish it off. For the people that
yeah.
don't know, he's a 2003, 2004 AP National Champion, USC Fighting Trojans. Played football. Did some acting. Was on Seventh Heaven, ER. Now he's come over to our world, the real estate world, man. I don't even know if you have to have any thing to talk about as far as your background. But go ahead and the floor is yours, Mr. Walker.
Oh, outstanding. Well, yeah, man, as I was saying, it's a very much an honor and a pleasure to be here with you guys. And that introduction was so amazing. When dark-skinned brothers blush, you can't really tell because our cheeks don't get rosy,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
what you see is both rosy teeth, like see
Hey, that
the
that's
top
that
and the bottom.
that's
So yeah,
that's
man,
that's the A sign right there, definitely.
there it is.
Um,
There it
any,
is.
anything I missed as far as your history or things you may want to tell people about your past?
Yeah, real quick, I'll try to bullet point some of these things. Essentially, real estate and football, they kind of go hand in hand. They both take a remarkable amount of studying, watching game film, if you will, understanding the market, seeing the ebbs and flow of what's going on, feeling like what your opponent wants to do to attack you or to attack the space or the market that you're trying to take up in real estate. So I always felt like real estate for me was a very natural pivot from professional sports because if you just take the same work ethic that it takes to become a professional football player and to be a collegiate athlete at that level as we were at USC, and you take that same work ethic and apply it to this industry, you're gonna run laps around your competition. And so my wife and I, we are the Walker team. We're now with EXP, formerly with Nationwide Real Estate Executives. I go by the Swaggy Realtor, and it's just one of those things that just allows me to use all of the competitive nature that I've cultivated throughout my years of playing athletics and just marry it to this industry. And I really want to fight and compete for the clients who are entrusting me with such a huge part of their life, something as precious as generational wealth and the security of their family legacy through real estate.
No, I've been following you for a while as a Trojan. You do your football things, and you actually inspire a lot of people because of your workouts. But now I see the workouts and the real estate, and the MMA or training or whatnot. And I think it's
Yeah.
very inspirational how you've opened up your world. But now, until recently, if I'm quote me if I'm wrong, but you've led us into your real estate world a little bit more.
It's true. It's true. And you know what? I've been an active agent for now 3 years, but I was always in the industry because my wife was a broker. She's been a broker for over a decade or
Mhm.
so. And so I've always been connected with her. I just wasn't out in the field. I wasn't actually working it, boots on ground like I do now. So I believe, I may have had a little bit of a limiting belief system about thinking whether my audience would perceive me as a qualified and credible resource in this whole new industry that was completely opposite of what I've been showing myself as. Because yes, I'm an athlete. Yes, I'm a coach. Yes, I'm a teacher. But there's so much more than that. And if you just loan me your trust for just enough, right, for me to help you understand that what's in here can be manifested outwardly if you just allow somebody to be something slightly different than what you perceive them as. And it took me a while to overcome and get over that emotional, that mental hump, if you will, to where my social audience, I'm like, okay, you know what? I gotta let them know that I'm really winning in real estate. It's really exponentially changed my life. I've allowed real estate to help me develop multiple forms of other passive income streams through Airbnb properties and investment properties and other little investments that I'm dealing with, to where now I've been able to open up essentially an online business and funding program where we help, because the issue I was running into was a lot of my clients were, when they wanted to buy a house, they had bad credit and they were in debt, like massive amounts of debt, but they needed the freedom of home ownership. They were tired of being handcuffed by the runaround of being a renter, right? And so I've been trying to teach people how to become tax sufficient, how to overcome some of the hurdles that they have to, by helping them clean up some of their credit and their debt issue, and make sure that they go out into the field as a qualified buyer, right? And then when it came to the sales force, like, I'm presenting myself as such a well-rounded resource for the clients who allow me to sell their properties for them, or who trust me to sell their properties for them. I wanted to know all of the game, right? It's like, to be a good defensive back, I had to know what a wide receiver would do. So I like to play both ways. I like to play wide receiver and DB. So I understood what my opponent, essentially what my nemesis was trying to do to me. I could always counter it because I intrinsically understood. So for me to help people in real estate more, I had to really get a lot of business acumen in how taxes work, how businesses are structured, how W-2 earners can move in the business versus a standard like business owner or an entrepreneur. I wanted to help people eliminate the debt issues that they had that was limiting them from really getting out into the buying force. And so all of that over the last, I'd say since 2017, I've been really kind of busting my head open with knowledge, putting myself in proximity with some of the leading and industry founding fathers of wealth in this country, and putting myself in proximity with them, basically like strong arming my way in and saying, teach me this information. And these people were like, look, man, I will teach you how to make multiple millions in real estate and in other investments and everything else you do, but you're going to pay for it. The way I am who I am is because I don't do nothing for free. And it took me a long time, excuse me, to really understand that, like, I had to pay to invest in myself to get the knowledge and the acumen to confidently go out into the force like I am now. And, you know, bro, I'm a product of grace, but a lot of hard work and tenacity. And now I'm very much running laps around most of these other people in my field.
And you know what, man, with the stuff you just said, for the people that know about that journey and that process of building, it was like a testimony, like we was in church right now, because every person who knows who's going through it has been through what you've been through. And I know you went through it because what you said, I had to pay for it. I had to pay for it, and I can't give it away for free. I want to talk a little bit about that situation as far as buyers and sellers and people. I know how hard it is. I want you to talk about, like, as far as talking to people about the importance of generational wealth, about the importance of cleaning up their credit and using their credit to benefit themselves. It's always a fight, right? It's most of the time. It's always a fight.
Right, brother. So first things first, there are rules. There are rules that are readily available and accessible for most people, as long as you understand the game you're playing. Because each game has a different set of rules, but there are some rules that we put on ourselves and some limits that we cast on ourselves that stop us from moving forward in a lot of ways, because we're either fundamentally uneducated in how money works and how wealth is distributed and streamlined throughout all these different industries that almost always intrinsically connect to real estate and property ownership and having land, right? I think that the truest accesses of wealth always started with ownership and land in your territory, because on that land, then you can cultivate whatever businesses you need to do to produce more income, right? So my job right now is literally, I feel like I have a moral and ethical duty to really teach people the mastery of how you can leverage credit and how you can have tax exemptions and how you can align your money, whatever it is, whether you consider it strong or not, you can align what you have within the flow of these markets to maximize and create more income that you can then leverage and use to purchase property and help your family just reach some of those levels of freedom that we all really dream of.
And
And it is tough.
it is.
And I'm telling you right now, if you think you can't do it, you're wrong. You
Hey,
can.
hey, that's
You can do it.
brother, I'm on the same journey as you, trying to talk people in about financial freedom. But this is my office right here in the city of Coaching. We have U-Haul trucks and mailboxes, and I'm telling people to go out, chase their dreams, as well as, of course, we do real estate here as well. But what I'm saying is, if I can do it, you can do it. And talking to people like you, just like my self-esteem, you know what I'm saying? Because you're going through the same thing I'm doing. I might be on this level, or whatever, different levels, but it feels good to hear people say, hey, going through that journey as well. So it's refreshing. We only got hey.
We're aligned. We're aligned,
we're
bro.
aligned. Hey, now that I seen the videos, now you're gonna have to get the bug spray to give me away, because
Let's go. Hey, no. I'm gonna put the honey out and attract you in.
Okay,
we gotta do this together. Here's the thing.
I got some things for you too we ain't talked about. I got some things for you where it can use, because the level of the access that you have and your past and your celebrityism can be used with some of the people I'm with, but we'll talk more offline. I want to focus a couple minutes, the last couple minutes, on our buyers and people that may have listening. What are some tips in the market we're at? Because some people say, oh, the interest rates are too high, etc. Mm-hmm. What are some things we could tell like people that's trying to buy? Because we know the slogan, hey, marry the house, date the rate. But we understand what that means. What's some things you talk to about buyers in this kind of situation we're in now?
Got you. So for the most part, I do work with sellers, but maybe the 50 to 70 buyers I've actually worked with over the last 3 years. And through these 3 years, there's been a lot of ebbs and flows in the market. Rates up to 8%, rates down to 2.8%. And so the one thing that always remained true was you have to really find that true compelling reason why they have to buy now. And they have to connect with that purpose no matter what's going on, because there are strategies and structures. And if we can present a crystal ball, if you will, if we can present a crystal ball to buyers and let them know your future looks like this if you make this move now, I can show you what your future can look like and all of the amazing options God has for you if you make this choice now. There is no greater time than now to put yourself in position, because the best time to buy a house was last year or yesterday or the day after that. And the next best time is today.
Yeah.
So because of the way the housing market works, is in our lifetime, guys, in our lifetime, houses will never be this inexpensive again.
Yeah.
We have no evidence to support that houses are ever going to get any cheaper.
Yes.
We don't. So this is the most affordable houses are going to be in the foreseeable future. So if you understand that, then you know that it's time for you to start learning how to arm wrestle and jock and get yourself in position to pick up the type of property that can get you at least started in this game. And sometimes it might be a 4, 5, 6 year strategy. Get something that you can build some equity in. Equity is like the value of your home that's growing because of the demand that people need more houses, and there aren't any new houses being built, particularly where we are in California. So like, there's so many things that we need to teach. Oh, excuse me, guys, if you guys hear me cough, I'm very transparent about this. Now I'm finally feeling comfortable and confident enough to open up because I'm no longer an athlete. But I'll tell you, I was born almost 4 months, a little more than 3.5 months premature. I was born with respiratory disorder. And I have one primary functioning lung. And so when the weather gets a little wonky like it is right now where I'm at in Orange County, the histamines kind of block me up. So
look, that's a trach hole. I got asthma. Hey, come on, man.
Hey,
you even know all this about you till we just spoke right now.
Limitless, right?
Yeah.
No excuses. It doesn't matter what limiting factors that may be present in your life. Those are just the things that God equipped you with to have a certain level of fortitude and resilience to go out and take your story to the people who desperately need you. And that is why I'm here. I'm called to action to make sure that you know that you can do it, whatever it is you're dreaming about, particularly when it comes to business or real estate, you can do it. There are leaders out here who want to help you. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
T is one of them.
Hey,
you guys got to connect and tap in, and don't be cycling that hopeless reel over and over again.
Definitely. Where can people, I know you got a new podcast and stuff. Give me everything where everybody can find you at, and we'll have that information available on the description as well.
Perfect. So right now, guys, my primary social is, excuse me, is on Instagram. I go by John Walker Pro, JohnWalkerPro, all one word, John Walker Pro. And on that platform, you will see all of the recent updates because I'm launching my coach's business. I have multiple ebooks now that are in publication. I just got my lawyers fine-tuning all the literature, making sure our rights are protected so that the information out there can be sourced by the proper creator. And as we start to streamline these processes, we're still working on names and the licensing for all of the podcasts and all the information that is going to come out. But for the most part, my website is called CoachJWalk.com.
CoachJWalk.com.
CoachJWalk.com. Yep. Hey. And it's all one word. And in there, you're going to find so many strategies to make sure that you have the footing to stand financially in the midst of a very, very tumultuous economy where inflation is kicking everybody's butt, guys. And I mean, inflation, for those of you who don't understand what that means, it's the annual percentages of cost of living each and every year. And so what I want you to understand is, remember when we were younger and a bag of chips used to cost 25 cents? And the little bag like that, now that same bag of chips costs 89 cents for the same size bag. And remember, we used to be able to go to the soda machine, and you could take 2 quarters, put 2 quarters in the soda machine and get you a can of soda. Now that same 1 can of soda, same size, same calories, same sugar, same toxic, but delicious taste. Yeah. That same soda now, you go to a soda machine on an average out here in California, it's $1.75.
You're right.
So that's what inflation is. That means everything costs more, but your money hasn't gotten strong enough to keep up with how much goods and products cost. Hey. So I want to teach you how to run and stay ahead of the inflation. And you can do that through business development and real estate acumen. You got to understand it.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, follow the process like I'm following the process. Go follow him on John Walker Pro, Instagram at John Walker Pro. I'll have all this information up in our description, but this is a brother you definitely want to follow as far as just motivation, the motivation from his verbiage, from his mind, his workouts. He's going to even have you throwing a couple jabs and a couple kicks, as you're walking around the house. But Mr. Walker, I ain't gonna hold you up too much, man. Hey, I appreciate you. I definitely want to keep tapped in with you more often than not. And I can't wait to sit down with you and chop it up and let's put something together.
Amen, brother. This is definitely the beginning.
Yes, sir. I'm really gonna hold you that too. I feel your energy. You know what I'm saying? Every time I see you, it's a positive energy. My son enjoyed your energy. Everybody does, no matter when we catch up with you. So we have to figure out a way to get this out more than it's not. But hey, you always got a home right here. I appreciate you, the real estate experience, each and every time we go ahead and record. But I appreciate you, boss.
I appreciate you as well, my bro. Thank you so much for having me, guys. I'm only one DM away, and I genuinely mean that. If I could just break one thing down, this here what I wear, it says Swaggy Realtor. Swaggy stands for strength with Almighty God's grace, and then Yahweh, which to me represents the King of Kings. And so if I'm representing the King of Kings, that means I got to do my best to help my people. And I'm a realtor, and I do real tours.
I didn't even catch that. Come on now. Hey, I'm gonna leave you all with that. Hey, you killing. You might be having some of these guys on overload right now because a lot of these people that deal with money and business don't understand this. But we on something different, and that's why we the people's agents. You get what I'm saying? Hey, we the people's agent. But let's chop it up, man. I appreciate you. And like I said, much love for you and your family, and keep doing the work you do.
My man, much blessings to you and yours, man. Absolutely. Thank you guys for listening and tuning in.
Thank you, Mr. Walker.
All right, blessings.